Hey guys, so today I have a new video all about study tips, and these are things that I like to do myself if I'm at home or if I'm at the library at school, and these are things that have definitely helped me. I know the fall semester just started. I actually started school on August 26th, and I know it's early, but I'm already doing well and I want to keep this going. So I just wanted to make a helpful video, and if you guys like these videos, definitely let me know in the comments below, because now that I am back in school, I think it would be fun to do more of these types of videos. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first tip that I have is to plan ahead and just prioritize things that need to get done first. I like to go through my academic planner and just make sure I have all the dates that are most important in my planner. I just said most important. I have all the most important dates, all of them, in my academic planner. So I know when things are due, I know when I have to work on things and study certain topics, and it just makes my life easier throughout the week so I can just go through that and I don't have to kind of scramble. And prioritizing what topics and what subjects I'm studying each day, that really helps out too, because for my biology class, we have a quiz every time. Like every time I go into class, we have a short quiz. So I have to make sure I have done the reading, I have studied before I go into class. And that's definitely a priority, especially before I go in. I like to just refresh, kind of go through everything and review stuff. On Mondays, I have my journalism class, and also on Wednesdays, so I just like to be prepared. I just like to make sure that I have everything that I need, homework turned in, or if I have any homework that needs to be in my folders, in my backpack, all that good stuff. Planning is key, especially great planning. If you have good planning skills, you're already set up for success, I think. So the next tip that I have is to find your own study space, and this could look differently for everybody. So I personally love to study at home. I also like to study at the library at school. The library at my school is so beautiful, and it's 3 floors, and I actually want to film a study with me at the library sometimes. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. At my library, we have a lot of space, and I like to go there before classes sometimes just to make sure I'm prepared for class, and that gives me time to also review things. I think when I come home from school, that's when I like to study at home. Sometimes I will study on my bed, which I know probably isn't the best thing, but sometimes I have so much stuff just spread out. But I also like to study like in our kitchen nook area, and that's also a good table where I can just spread things out, have my laptop, have my books, have my note-taking things. But just figure out what your space is where you like to study the most, because once I sit down and get started, then I'm kind of in the flow of studying, especially if I'm listening to something that is kind of relaxing. Something that I've really been loving to listen to is the ASMR Rooms YouTube channel. They have Harry Potter themed like background noises and stuff. So you can pretend like you're studying in the Gryffindor common room if you wanted to, or the Hogwarts library. Like it just has those kind of sound effects going on for like hours and hours. So you can just play that video or any of those videos and just study along with them. And I just find it like I just hit play. I'm in my study space and I'm just ready to go. So number 3 is figuring out what your learning style is. And again, this is gonna look differently for everybody. I personally love going to class. I like having an instructor talking with me and talking to me, because I feel like I learn really well that way. When the class gets more interested and everybody's kind of getting more into a discussion and there's questions being asked and answered, I just think I really benefit by being in a classroom and kind of doing more of that like hands-on learning, especially when the teacher's right there with you and other students are with you as well. So everybody's kind of in it together. I just like the environment. I also think I do really well with note-taking. I love note-taking, and I think that's how I learn best. So I think it's just hands-on for me, also auditory, and I like to make my notes kind of artistic as well. So I have a combination of learning styles, but you just have to figure out, again, what works best for you. So the next tip is to study in bursts, and you guys have probably heard this several times if you like to watch these types of videos on YouTube, but studying in bursts really helps retain your memory, especially what you've just read or what you've just studied. So if you're studying in a shorter amount of time and you're not just cramming in hours and hours and hours and going and getting tired and worn out, it's much better for your brain, I think. It's much better for you to kind of get information in bites rather than just trying to absorb so much all at once. I also like studying a little bit every day so that I don't feel overwhelmed. I can like take a bit at a time and say, I'm going to study for an hour today, I'm going to study for 2 hours today, and just break it up. Sometimes I'll do like 20-minute sessions, sometimes like 45-minute sessions, and then take a break. Go outside, have a cup of tea, go do something, come back to it, and then you feel better about what you're learning, I think, because you've already worked through quite a bit, and then coming back to it and finishing it up, I just think that feels so good. checking that off your list. And I think this is also a really great way for people to absorb the material. So the next tip I kind of just mentioned, which is study every day. And I know that sounds a little taxing, but again, if you do this in short bursts, or if you do just like a small session each day or even on your off days, I think this is something that really helps me, and it's a really great way to prepare you for tests, for quizzes, and all that good stuff. Did I just say that? All that good stuff? It's a great way so that you don't have to cram later, to just be prepared and be ready and to really understand the material, because you're giving yourself that time. You've blocked out specific time in your day where you can really dedicate time to reading and learning the material. So number 6 is to use all of your resources. So sometimes when I'm studying something, I might get stuck. I may not understand something right away, and that's fine. That's how everyone works. Like, you're not going to understand everything like the first few moments you're going through it. Sometimes you have to process things and kind of take your time with it a little bit more, or maybe you want to dive even deeper into the topic. So just use all of your resources. You can contact your professor, you can contact a tutor, you can contact your other classmates. Something I like to do is just use Khan Academy. That's something that I really love. This video isn't sponsored at all. I just really love Khan Academy. I love their short, to the point videos. They have these mini tutorials on any given topic, and they also have several examples. So they might walk you through some, let's just say, scientific notation. They'll walk you through how, like, what scientific notation is and how to do problems. And they have so many examples, and it's really nice. They have blog posts, they have video, they have so many videos. So definitely utilize resources. There's so many different apps you can use for learning. There's other YouTubers that explain things really well online. Just doing a quick Google search will really help you. Also looking at Google Scholar. I think in this day and age, we have so many resources at our fingertips, and I just think we should take advantage of that, especially when it comes to school and learning. So number 7 is to stay organized, and this is so key. I like to divide up my notes between, this sounds really nerdy, but I have a section in my biology binder just for questions I know are going to be on the exam. And there's only a few, but I know specifically when my teacher has said, you need to learn this, or this question will be on the exam, I put that in. I pencil that in, and that is in a specific place in my binder. I also have my own at-home notes. I also have like the study guide questions that my teacher will give me. I have everything organized so that I know where it is, I know where the information is, and also keeping track of different documents your teacher might give you, putting that in a specific place. It's a lifesaver, because sometimes I've even forgotten that I've already put my homework in my folder. So like the night before school, before I'm getting, like set up for my morning for the next day, I'll just quickly look through my backpack and look through my binder, and I'm like, oh, I already have my homework where it's supposed to be, so that when I walk into class tomorrow morning, I don't have to worry about it. I know I have it with me. Use up dividers, use folders, use all these things to your advantage, because staying organized can be tricky, but I think if you just go through your papers every day, or at least every weekend, like at the end of the week, that really helps. So number 8 is something I kind of just mentioned, which is have a specific space in your binder, in your notebook, or laptop, whatever you like to use, and have that space specifically for exam things. So if you know, like sometimes your teacher will say something, or at least mind you, they say, this is definitely going to be on the final, or this is going to be on the exam. This is important information that you really need to understand. You really need to get this. And I just make a note of it and I put it away, and then I make sure I review that material. I like to go through practice questions quite a bit, especially when it comes to science and you do have to get into some math. I like to just make sure I really get it. So I really recommend repetition, and even having something like a whiteboard. If you're going to practice math, having a whiteboard is key. And I know some study tubers who have recommended this, especially with math problems or chemistry. If you're going to be writing down problems and practicing problems, you really need something that you can work with quickly, and using paper is fine, but I think a whiteboard is kind of better because you're not wasting paper. And on top of that, you can just wipe it off, so you can practice problems, wipe it down, practice problems, Anyway, I don't need to explain this, yet I am. But yeah, I think the more prepared you are for exams that you know are coming ahead, especially quizzes, exams, finals. I think when you just prioritize your studying and you do a little bit every day, and I know some students like to do hours and hours of studying each day, and it just depends on your learning style and how many classes you're taking, how much time you can dedicate to studying. Wow. There are a variety of factors, but you just ultimately have to figure out what works best for you. And I really do think just staying on top of it consistently really helps, because when those tests do come around, you'll be prepared and you'll actually know the material, and you'll just fly through the tests with not a whole lot of effort because you already know it. So I wish you guys the best of luck, and I'm really excited about this semester. I am so glad I decided to go back to school. I'm going to finish up my associates at Los Angeles City College, and then I'm thinking of transferring over to Cal State. And my major might possibly be English, and I might minor in, oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. I might minor in journalism, but yeah, I'm just really excited. This semester I'm taking biology and journalism, so if you guys want to follow me on Instagram and see more of what I'm up to every day, if you guys would like to see more study videos, I was thinking about filming a study with me, biology and journalism. Just let me know what you guys would like to see. But that's it for this one, and I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, bye.